which I thought was really interesting. In the weirdest room in this house, there is all of these toys, all of Ika's toys, facing away from the player character. If you manipulated the camera so that you could look at the back wall of this room, you would find these hyper-realistic, creepy eyes staring at the toys, and that's probably what they're turned away from. When entering the next home, you are greeted by a doll with an axe in a bookshelf maze. And if you turn the camera, you will find yet another doll waiting for you in this maze. There are rooms filled with things like picture books, a
you can do
clover,
it. I believe in
random papers thrown out on the floor.
Ooh, that was a nice shot.
A red doll,
oh shit.
a TV screen filled with static, as well as photos drawn of Ika's.
Oh no.
Now, one of the cool mechanics of the Dream Suite was that when you visit these towns, you could encounter the player character while you're just traversing through their home or around their home. They're all programmed to say one specific thing. And each of the homes so far, Ika would talk about how much she loved her mother.
I noticed he doesn't do a lot of shots in the air.
Even say the word love. But here we have a room filled with images.
But he knows how to bring it in.
There's so much imagery and scenery to go through.
Trust me, I play games like with people like that. Oh, that was love.
But one of the main key components of the final
and when it comes to the finals, we get swamped because they don't really have much air game. But there you go. Yeah, that's a.
And then when you go in, there's many bizarre scenes. Once again, we have the doll with the axe, as well as this room from before, Ika's room with all of the pictures. But now, Ika is crossed out.
Wait, what is this? Platinum?
Upon traveling down to the back, upon going to the next home, we encounter what this Tumblr user theorizes is the mother of this situation. She's wearing pretty, like, traditional mom clothes, just, you know, covered in blood, and also wearing a super creepy mask. This next house is super run down, surrounded by great and dead trees, but upon going inside, there's some pretty creepy stuff to be seen. 100% that looks like a mannequin head on the floor wearing the same mask that the mom was, which is really weird. There are demons hanging above the wall. Moving on, there is a little like grave site, and there's a thing to dig up. Upon digging it up, you find a mama panda. The third house features a young, very innocent looking girl who simply says, Mama? Maybe this is the girl before she went on her murderous spree and killed her parents. But when you enter the house, it looks like there is a funeral happening. Some really creepy stuff in here includes this portrait of the two parents being happy and in love in this random picture. You have to turn the camera to see, and then the child in the back really unhappy seemingly. There's a lot of imagery in this town that points to the daughter being really ill or sick, and that there's more stuff in a kid's room in this house. Wandering through this town, you will find things such as skeletons and a matronly bun. Much like in the last town, this one ends off with finding the same boots that the girl was wearing next to the ocean, signifying that after she carried out her murders and left those two skeletons behind, she may have taken her own life. So, once again, really weird. The thing with a lot of these towns is that they're super open to interpretation, and you might have a totally different story to take away from walking through these dream towns than this Tumblr user did.
Still waiting for them to get their teammate.
The photos. I think it's just super jarring to see such creepy imagery in such a light and happy and fun video game. Last but certainly not least, and this might be my favorite one, I've watched so many walkthroughs of this town. This is Hitokui Village, and I think I'm saying that correctly. I might not be, it might just be Hitoku. Regardless, this is the Cannibal Village, and fair warning, there's a lot of gory scenery ahead for an Animal Crossing game. Keep in mind it's all pixels, but still a lot to take in. My walkthrough for this one comes from Tank Top Piano on Tumblr. I also watched the Nisha Crossing video that she uploaded a year ago, walking through the Cannibal Town. Now, upon entering the town, you find two outfits that you can choose to wear. One is a police officer uniform, and the other is a bridal costume. I'm assuming the police officer uniform just signifies that you are a cop, kind of like walking through this gruesome scene. But if you wear the bridal uniform, it kind of signifies that you are the fourth victim of this saga. So there are houses in this town, such as this one, which looks like a church upon entering it. There's organs and a pew system, and when you go behind the like front sort of altar area, you find things like a cemetery, as well as this room with what looks like a sacrifice.
Yes, he did.
Super weird. Behind one of the next houses that we'll look at, which is the restaurant, there are items like cheerleading boots, a sweater dress, and brown glasses buried. The brown glasses are actually the same as the ones that Kozu, the owner of that last house that was like a church, wears. Speaking of Kozu, if you look at her from behind, you will see that there is a massive slash in her back, so that's great. Speaking of the restaurant, if you enter into the next house, you will actually find what looks like a cafe. There is a lot of food being cooked, and different rooms where you can eat your meals, as well as some cool tables and stuff.
I'm doing terrible.
However, if you go to the basement,
I'm just kidding.
there is
Just
really
need one
creepy stuff
upgrade.
like knives.
Don't get too
surrounded by
greedy.
blood,
Always remember that.
Cribs in a corner, which is pretty disturbing. There is a creepy little skeleton. If you look in the very far back of this corner, and there is blood trickling from the walls. So, unfortunately, this is a cannibal restaurant.
Nice.
They cook people. They're victims here. The next house features a creepy man covered in bandages. His name is Zoru, and he says, "Won't escape, hee hee, hee 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 hee." Which is great. Basically, it looks like he is a doctor of sorts. His house contains various skeletons and models of people, like doctors, chairs, etc. There are animals in here, which we might assume he is using as test subjects for experiments. Another room in this house is fully red with a glitched out TV and a body that is red on the bed. And the creepy doll from Ica Village, hey. There's so many different details in so many areas of these towns. At so many points you can dig up things like a creepy skeleton depicting that somebody was murdered or buried there. This one seems to feature like a lot of demonic things, such as creepy photos hidden away in different corners. There are areas in Hitokui Village in particular, such as this like dungeon area covered in crosses that are bleeding, as well as help written on the walls, as well as like an altar to what looks like a demon of sorts. But the scariest part about this one is that as you are running through the map, there is the possibility of running into a pitfall, and if you are the bride, or in the bride uniform, it signifies that you are the last victim of this story. So hopefully that all made sense. These are really like ambiguous towns and kind of stories left up to interpretation, but hopefully I did an okay job of explaining some of the scarier details and the darker details of these Animal Crossing villages. I do hope you all enjoyed. If you did, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If
What
you
the
are new
fuck?
here. Hi, hello. My name is Chloe. This is
blow
something
both of
that
y'all up?
I have been asked to talk about on my channel more times than I could possibly begin to count. However, the story had been developing at a somewhat rapid pace, I felt like. There were constantly new things being put out, new comparisons of Kate Yup to other people, potential kidnapping victims.
Oh my god,
all
this
sorts
guy
of
keeps
crazy stuff,
fucking
and
blowing
I kind
me
of
up.
just wanted to see how the situation panned itself out.
And
Now we are reaching a point where Kate Yup has not posted a video in 3 months, and I just wanted to come on, talk about what I know, talk about some of the accusations that I think there's no basis to, and what my overall conclusion is on the bizarre mukbang world of Kate Yup. So many of my faves have already made this kind of video. Nexpo has made a video on Kate Yup. Rainbot has made a video on Kate Yup. Watching analysis videos like that really helped me kind of come to my own conclusions. So, of course, I want to give credit where credit is due. I know everyone and their mother has already exhausted the Kate Yup situation, but I still really wanted to talk about it. Because as bizarre of a story as it is, and as much as I think something is going on, it's not as dark as people are painting it out to be, for sure. Kate Yup rose to popularity and follow a lot of traditional mukbang kind of standards. Not all of them were very commonplace in that genre. For example, she ate with a mask on, which covered pretty much from her eyebrows down to her nose. This was obviously to protect her identity. I think even in her earliest videos, she didn't wear the blindfold. She just would only film from her mouth down. It's actually really smart if you think about it, to protect your identity in that way. A lot of people don't do face reveals on YouTube or on the internet for that very reason, just to protect their identity. She couldn't exactly not face reveal because, she's eating on camera, but she did her best to conceal her identity. The other thing that really startled people was how much food Kate would eat in one setting. She just shovels food into her mouth with her hands. She eats a lot of seafood, and I think also a lot of food that's not very popular in Western culture, or at least not where I'm from. So it's just something different. We're very startled by her. The situation got weirder though as her uploads continued. Despite eating exorbitant amounts of food on camera, she was seemingly losing weight, which I know is a really touchy subject on the internet, and I'm not going to get into speculation of that. However, what I will say is beyond that, Kate was also coming on camera sometimes with bruises on her arms, cuts on her lip, and seeming to be in a state that was worse for wear. The internet tends to speculate on what it can't explain away. And Kate in particular was one where people were really, really looking for answers. There was genuine concern from people who watched her videos and were slowly watching her seemingly deteriorate. There were so many rumors of her doing Morse code for SOS on the side of her bowl as she ate, or people whispering at her in the backgrounds of her videos, that all pretty much turned out to be bogus. I will admit that the way that it was presented was pretty convincing. When I first watched a Kate Yup compilation video of her doing the Morse code and people whispering creepy stuff in the background of her mukbangs, we're seeing her bowl move by itself, seemingly from a force-off camera. I was pretty sketched out too.
Oh god.
Oh my god, I won't get out of my way.
But so much of this is explainable. The Morse code thing, I think she was just tapping to tap to get the sauce from whatever she was eating off of her hands or whatever. It did seem sort of pulsed and rhythmic, so maybe it's just a thing that she does sometimes when I'm sitting very still. I will move my fingers in patterns, and it's very weird. I've done it ever since I was a kid, so maybe it's something like that, just like a nervous tick. And then also a lot of these whispers from off camera, or the bowl moving by itself. So much of it was just her doing the thing, and people were just looking so far into it because they were so incredibly worried about her. There was one instance that stands out to me of Kate capitalizing the letters SOS when she wrote delicious in the caption of one of her videos. And it did seem alarming, but then also so many random letters are just capitalized in her captions on her videos. I think it's just the way she types. It was not until the video I Am Alive where she kind of flashed back at those trolls and said, "You guys are all crazy.
He's definitely
Of
trying
course
hard,
I am
dude.
not kidnapped." It wasn't until that video, weirdly enough, that people really got concerned. Because it was in the captions of that video that she spelled out with the capital letters of each phrase that she was writing on screen, "help," and did not capitalize anything else for the entire video. In a recent mukbang, as she is eating food, a tooth falls out of Kate's mouth. I don't think, obviously, that it was real, because she then shows 2 other teeth that supposedly fell out of her mouth. But that is super alarming, and especially because people are so worried about her weight loss and other things. To be honest with you, not to jump to the end of the video already, and I will circle back around on other things that happened. It seems to me like this person is trying to troll the trolls in her mind. That she's tried to set the record straight multiple times. It's clear English is not her first language. In fact, there are so many videos trying to figure out where she is from, what country it is that she lives in, based on mugs that they can see in videos, or based on the way that the light hits in a different video from the windows or something. I'm not going to do that because I have no desire to dox this woman or reveal her real identity. I just think it's kind of, on one hand, I sort of understand because she's trying to set the record straight, and I think people are just continuing to be really concerned. On the other hand, things like teeth falling out and capitalizing the letters for help is really jarring, especially once you know what people are so concerned about. Once you know that people think that you might have an issue with an eating disorder, or once you know that people think that you're a kidnapping victim, maybe it's not the best to play into that. But who am I to judge, I guess? There is this really creepy deleted video that I can't include any footage of because it is deleted, and the only footage I've seen of it are people reacting to it, where Kate cuts open a fish that was supposed to be thrown in the trash. It can't be eaten or anything, but it's like a whole fish. It's like a large one. She cuts it open and puts Coke and Mentos in it, and then
Dude, I have like
sews it up to see
0,
if it will like
everything.
explode or something. It's very weird. Nothing happens, and then she's like, "I guess I should just stick with my mukbang videos." And now she hasn't uploaded for like 3 months. Ultimately, we see this time and time again with oddities on the internet, especially with young women and young girls, where people kind of, get up in arms, they get very worried, and try to help them or save them in the best way they can. We saw this with very real situations like the Marina Joyce thing, where people took it, really out of context, said she was a kidnapping victim, or that she was being forced to do various things on YouTube for her kidnappers, when in reality she was struggling with her mental health. In this situation, the running theory with Kate Yup is pretty similar. People believe that I don't think that a kidnapping victim would even allow her to have access to the editing software. They would probably do all of that for themselves. Also, I can't imagine that forcing someone to do mukbangs on YouTube is the best way to make money with someone who has been kidnapped. Not that I know anything about that, but I just, it of course is very far-fetched. People have compared her a lot to various kidnapping victims, and as much as those are really interesting to theorize about, I'm not really going to bring them up in this video, because I don't think that they have any kind of basis. A lot of them, I can see why people have run with them, but I saw the same thing when I covered Sitting and Smiling on TikTok, that people kept comparing her to Aaliyah Peterson, who had been kidnapped and just happened to have the same name as her. And that girl literally said she was fine. She was just sitting and smiling on camera. Multiple times had alluded to it being an ARG, etc. So I highly doubt something sinister in that regard is happening with Kate Yup. But I do believe that something is happening with her. I think she is playing into a story that was essentially written for her by internet investigators and Redditors. This story really blew up on Reddit, and people were really trying to figure out what was going on. And I think they literally gave her a loose plot point to run with her own augmented reality game. I think she is using what has worked for her now to get views, to continue to get views. People continue to tune in because what's going on with Kate? Yeah, we don't know. The way that she shovels food into her mouth on camera, I think is really alarming for a lot of people. So I get the concern, I get the confusion. But unfortunately, at the end of the day, there's no concrete evidence of anything. She's explained the cut on her lip in the one video away as a cold sore. She has said that her bruises are from the sun, something like sunspots. However, in another video it was gone, so who really knows? I have unexplained bruises all the time. It might seem like I'm explaining away everything about Kate Yup. And mostly that's just because I don't want any of you guys to continue to think, if you think already, that this is someone who is in immediate danger of an outside force who is forcing her to eat on camera. I really, really, really doubt that. I am 99.999% certain that she is not a kidnapping victim forced to eat on camera. I do think she is doing what any YouTuber probably would do and buying into the hype of her own channel now. Doing weird things to continue to draw views, to continue to have people talk about it. She has expressed serious, discomfort with people talking about the situation, but then continues to do things that tie into, people being worried about her. So I do think it is a game, a story, and whatever. There might be other things going on with Kate Yup, things that could be up for concern, but they're not really for me to sit here and debate on and to dissect. I hope that she is okay. But ultimately, that's all I really have to say on the situation. I just wanted to respond to the countless people who have asked me to address the Kate Yup situation, to talk about it. This is what's going on, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Give me a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If there is an internet oddity or a mystery you want me to dive into, leave it commented down below. I love you guys so very much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Hi, hello, my name is Chloe. So I wanted to get all of my pre-filmed videos out before I made a video in this new space, so that there wasn't too much back and forth. But my video for today did not wind up working out, and since I didn't upload anything last week, I really wanted to get a video up this Sunday for you guys. However, I will be bouncing back and forth from here in my bedroom that you guys know and love, with my fairy lights, with my stuffed animals and everything, because this is my new apartment. I am living here with my friend Eleanor. You guys may know her as Smitchery here on the internet, and we are working on something for the next couple of months, and neither of us wanted to travel to LA right now with COVID and everything. So here we are. So much more about that coming, because the apartment is haunted, because of course it is. And there's also like an apartment makeover that we're doing, and it's all just going to be really, really fun. Today we're talking about a project that has been in the works for over 4 years now, and that is the YouTube series Hi, I'm Mary Mary. Now, I've been very familiar with Hi, I'm Mary Mary for a long, long time. However, the series just wrapped up. The creator of the series has gone public, and so I found a bit of a resubmergence into the entire world of Hi, I'm Mary Mary. As I was back through all of the videos, watching ones I had skipped previously, getting the full story because I knew I wanted to do an analysis here on my channel, I remembered just how much I loved this series, how masterfully done it was in the realm of horror and storytelling. And so I thought I would take a seat with you guys tonight and get through part 1 of 2 of my Hi, I'm Mary analysis. Now, if you have not watched the series yet, I'm gonna say it because I say it at the beginning of every single one of these videos where I talk about these alternate reality games that I cover. I highly recommend going back and watching all of the videos on the channel, which I will of course have linked down below. There's just something about watching this series from start to finish and completely losing yourself in this world of this girl trapped in a haunted house that is so deeply satisfying. So I do recommend you guys go ahead and check it out. And if you have already watched it and you are ready to continue along with this analysis, then buckle in, get a drink and a snack. This is going to be a long one. I wound up being very detailed because the series is wrapped up, and after these videos there's nothing else to dive into. This is kind of a one and done sort of analysis video for me. And yeah, let's get started. There are 2 major platforms where our main character of the Hi, I'm Mary series, Mary, talks to us. The main one is YouTube, and then we also have a Twitter account that sort of fills in a lot of gaps, especially in between videos.
Yes, son.
In the very first video on the YouTube channel, Hello, Mary introduces herself, stating that she woke up not knowing who she was in what she believed was her parents' house, or at least a copy of it. Because nobody is there, she can't leave the house, no matter how hard she tries, and really the only knowledge that she does have is that her name is Mary. She begins to film herself using a camera that she has found in the house because there isn't really much else to do. She apologizes pretty early in this video for not showing her entire face, stating that she is shy. While the computers in the home do work, she can't see anything that anybody else is posting online. Only what she posts, and her posts on Twitter and YouTube end up getting no engagement. You may notice that everything from this video so far has been kind of put over my own audio, and that's because in this video there is no audio. At least not in the first portion of it. Mary says during the day nothing happens, but at night things are very different. This is the point of the video where we finally can hear what is happening in Mary's world. After being startled by a figure in the doorway, Mary confirms that it is also foreign to her by stating, "I don't think I'm alone in here." Following up with the second video, Dislikeness, Mary has begun learning the rules of the house and kind of how it works. She shows in this video that if she takes a jar of peanut butter out of the cabinet and closes it, waits a few moments, when she opens the cupboard again, the peanut butter jar is right back where she originally found it. So she won't starve, and as she shows, she can take a shower so she won't smell either. At night, the lights only work sometimes. She claims that she has been trying to figure out who she is and where she is. But as we see a bit later in the video, it seems as though perhaps she's made minimal headway on this. What appears to be a masked version of Mary in a bodycon dress appears as her reflection in the mirror. This figure stands, twitching, laughing at her, seemingly mocking her very existence. Mary is seen in between the footage of the woman laughing at her from the mirror, chopping her head off of an old photograph that she found of herself. A line of text reads at the end, "I want to break the mirrors," with a faint line of additional text above it reading, "She's so much prettier than me." So to recap where we are so far, we have a main character named Mary who cannot see anything outside of her world in this house. She has a computer and she has internet, she has a camera, she's making content. However, comments on every single video up until this point are turned off so no one can say anything, and on her Twitter, despite people responding and liking the tweets, she regularly shows that she cannot see any of that interaction. While she can't leave the home, Mary's house does take care of her in the sense that it won't let her starve, she will be clean, and I guess just like the basic core human things that she needs to survive just appear on their own in this home. However, there are things, monsters within this home that haunt Mary day in and day out, but especially at night. The third episode of Good Night opens with Mary saying that she is just exhausted. "I don't sleep at night anymore," she says in a clip of her tossing decorative lemons into a basket. There is a family photo of her and her family off to the corner here that is glitched out, almost as if we are not supposed to see it. As trying to find ways to occupy herself is difficult, in this video she plays piano, draws photos, and stares out the window to occupy herself. Another interesting thing here is that she makes a collage of famous people named Mary. Seems as though she's gone on the internet, printed out all of these important people named Mary, Queen Mary, Mother Mary, makes a collage out of those people, which I think is really interesting. She sets alarms now so that she can wake up in time for night, and then she just watches the sun go down. "I never want to get caught asleep at night ever again," she says. You may be wondering why she is so terrified to go to sleep at night, and the next clip shows us exactly the reason.
Hell no, bro. I would never be able to sleep again in my life. Great, now he ain't gonna be able to sleep. It's not real. It's not real. It's okay.
So a dark shadow figure looming over her in bed as she tries to sleep through the night, literally growling at her as she backs away from it. I don't know what it says in this video, and there are no captions here, but Mary simply writes, "This place is draining me," at the end of this video. In The Darkness Moves, Mary has gotten wiser about her situation with the lights. Now, I think there was a tweet on her account, which we will dive into her Twitter in a bit here, but there was a tweet that was basically like, she found more lights in the home, and while the lights may not always work, the plugs always do. So she has plugged fairy lights into the wall and surrounded herself in a circle of them to keep herself safe, and she also has a flashlight. She thought the lights would help, but as she is walking through the house, quickly turning on the lights in every room, and then closing the door so that she can't see into them, one room in which she had just turned off the light turns back off. When she turns the light back on again, she sees the shadow figure and quickly shuts it back off, backing away from the room. Though she thought the lights would help, they do not. The days are getting shorter, and the outside seems to taunt her. "Is this really my life now? How is this life?" she asks, huddled in her circle of lights. At the end of this video, as she is sitting at the kitchen table, she hears a noise and jumps up to investigate. While she is doing this, she takes a moment to turn back around to
She's smiling too.
only to find
she's like, you guys are a bunch of
scaredy
scaredy cats.
Somehow has magically moved over behind her. As she's returning the chair to its place, the basement door opens on its own.
That's exactly.
And a dark mist
That's
comes
the
out of the darkness below. Mary runs to the bathroom and shuts the door to hide, but to no avail. The darkness creeps under the door before the video cuts to black. We this time do not have a final thought from Mary at the end of this video, feeling very much so like a cliffhanger. However, if we look at the description box of this video, there is a little bit more to discover. I found
she's like,
Mary says.
see, she's giggling. Oh, she's having fun. Hey there, princess. Hi, baby. Where's that?
Slow and focus on something mindless. I made this code to help me focus. I tried so hard to focus on something other than what's happening that I made this to take my mind off of it. Oh God, I'm sorry. This is annoying. I'm sorry. This is a mess. Who would want to deal with this mess? I'm sorry. And then there's a
hey, son.
of code below. Now,
it's not real, son.
Digging that I could to
it's fake, son. Okay.
Keep in mind that at this point,
because I heard her say it was like those, you know, things that they usually do. Alt like it's like a fake. Yeah, ARs.
So I did find one Redditor.
But they scared you guys.
Yeah. Characters have recurs a lot. It happens only.
Yeah, that would suck though. If something like that comes, yeah, I'm like, ah!
And the fourth line all follow a similar pattern. As far as
you just die right there.
Slash and this bracket means space. Separating strings of characters that seems like what could be words. If you want to
I heard both you just
that's really it. And that was one of the best explanations that I found for this code, but even then, I could not begin to decode. That's when I saw one Redditor, It's Apocalypse, say that the Redditor Z on the side found in Nightmine's Reddit basically what the string of code meant. And back in the Discord of Nightmine on September 12th, they decoded. Oh God, it showed me terrible things I never want to see again. It showed me pain, it showed me horror. It showed me at my worst. It showed me the horrors deep within me. It showed me fear, it showed me fear. It showed me, it showed me, it showed me. It showed me I hate myself. As far as I know, the last two lines aren't figured out, or I couldn't find it. The house is torturing Mary, and unfortunately, the next video, Worse, is foreshadowing into the fact that that torture is only going to get worse. Quick flashes of words at the beginning of this video are kind of hard to grasp, but I did see a few of the following. Help me, help me. It's so much worse with her. She's the worst. Everything just got so much worse, Mary says before walking through the house with her flashlight. She leaves the camera on a table as she walks through, catching footage of someone dressed in all black, violently twitching in the doorway. That is until she walks past again, where they freeze and disappear. As she's walking through the house, she catches a glimpse of this figure again. The figure in black whispers her name over and over until she finally screams and runs, and the footage begins to glitch. She finds a place to hide and continues to film the black-cloaked figure stalking through her house, looking for her, calling her name. Mary sneaks around the home, eventually finding a good place to hide. However, she is not gone unnoticed. As this figure is banging on the door, screaming from the other side, we can see from the subtitles what it is saying. Phrases like "let me in" and "coward." She wouldn't leave, Mary writes over and over and over again. Then at the end of the video, as she's walking through the home, something startling happens. So the figure finally catches her, but right as it seems like everything's about to end, the lights come back on. It's daytime again. The description box of Worse reads, "This was October 31st through November 1st. Not sure how morning happened. I don't understand this stupid house. Everything has changed now. I can't even watch this video without panicking. I'm so terrified each night that she'll come again. Why was I so stupid? Did I have to drop the flashlight twice? So stupid. WTF. Maybe she wouldn't have found me if I didn't drop it. I'm such an idiot. I've got a plan. I need to get it together. She'll be coming again. At this point, we are a few videos deep, so let's take a step back and look at the other source of information that we have from Mary, which is her Twitter. Now, on June 28th of 2016, roughly a month before her first video went live, she said, "Hello, is anyone there?
We suck, dude.
I made this for something to do."
He's carrying us
We
pretty
suck.
much.
Makes any
He
sense.
is. He's carrying us
Now,
hard.
he's recording
We
stuff
suck.
and editing
He's
a
like
video.
the champ.
He's lying on the floor
He's like the
and staring
champ,
at the
champ.
ceiling. And then finally, on July 9th of 2016, here. And that is her very first video, "Hello." Took me a while, but I didn't know if it would be worth posting. It's not like anyone's going to see it other than myself. Aside from just hearing Mary's general thoughts, we get to insight such as this tweet where she shares dislikeness, in which she says, "Have you met my
We're gonna be
good friend
against
Maria?"
Thirsty Scarab
So we
pretty
now
much.
know that the masked figure
They won the
of
first game by
Larry from the
4-1,
mirror
and then
is named Maria. You can
they're
really
winning
get a
the second
feel
one
of
4-1.
where Mary's head was at when she wasn't actively recording videos.
I
or
think
in
they're on
between
second
what we saw.
place so
Such
far
as
on
this
the
tweet from
goals.
September 2016. Heard it again
It's
last
basically the
night.
top two
Makes
teams
the hair
against each
on the
other,
back of my
pretty
neck
much.
stand up. Every time I turn toward the sound, there's nothing there. I hear it again. It's crawling. I can hear it. Where is it? Things are happening. I just can't see it. It's playing tricks on me. What is happening? I'm going to go hide and hope for the best. One day I'll catch it on camera, but right now is not that day, my friends. I'm going to hide. Sorry, I'm such a coward. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. So she is just fully panicked, even when she's not actively filming these videos. Despite the outpour of love and support she was getting on Twitter from people trying to help her through this literal hell she was living through, not to
Alright,
mention
dude.
on YouTube,
Do you think
even though
we'll
people couldn't
actually
comment, they were leaving
lose?
likes and
I
views
hope
the
not. I've
video.
been wanting
She
to win one
shows
for a
that
long
hello,
time.
dislikeness, and good night
Just play
at this
smart.
point all
Don't
had
get greedy.
no
Shit like
views
that.
on her
Sorry.
end.
I noticed
She
there was
couldn't
times
see
that I was
that
being
people
greedy on
were
that last
watching
match, but I
her,
couldn't
that
say
people were
anything because
supporting her. See, Mary
I was
says,
on the phone with my
"Nobody.
girlfriend.
I'm alone."
Yeah.
Except for the camera.
I was
Need to
like,
be
Just
greedy.
want something to do. Again, more glimpses into how she was feeling.
I ain't
in
doing
between
shit,
these videos with tweets like, "I look at her footage."
Get more points than me on
her,
some
I'm
games, so I
assuming,
mean, fuck.
meaning one of the monsters
oh no,
in the
he's
house,
gone. What
and
happened?
feel like I'm reliving it. My heart pops, my ribcage open, and
He's
runs
gone.
away. My skin crawls.
Lost.
I don't want to think about her. I'm scared
What?
thinking about her will
That's
bring her
it.
back. Gotta
That's it.
stop. Gotta
We
stop.
lost.
I wish I could see
Wow,
people.
really?
Maybe nobody else
Yeah.
exists, and I'm alone. My thoughts are spiraling every other time. I'm gonna go do something else. Maybe I'll color. Bye,
Well,
friends.
that
If you're
sucks.
even out there. And then 2 days later,
Really?
making slow
Yeah.
progress. Looking at her makes me feel really nervous and really crappy. We also get to see a bit into how this house works. On January
Godly.
18th
No
of
chill, you're like,
2017,
no,
Mary
that's
said,
it, we
"Okay,
lost."
but this house just gets
Yeah.
weirder and weirder." I.e.,
What, you think you and me can win against three
everything's
people?
convenient. As I already know,
No, dude.
running water,
Right,
electricity,
yeah, right when we were gonna
sometimes,
fucking,
and
I'm
endless
done.
food. But get this,
What?
Hey,
my
I said I'm
wardrobe
done.
changes. Example,
What do you mean?
I was talking to myself, saying it was getting really cold, and I walked
Why are
into the
you
room
done?
and there's a pair of long pants on the bed. And the other day, I was looking at my top and thinking how I should find a long sleeve
Rest
one.
in
And
peace,
later I looked
booty
down
boy.
and it's
Maybe
on
he
me.
lost
That
connection.
is a
Yeah,
hand
I'm inviting him to
sign
party right
by
now.
Mary
Yep.
Mary Twitter, so of course check that out if you want more insight into the game, but know
Yep,
that
got
of
him back.
course it starts
Okay.
at the most recent tweet
Alright,
and moves
cool.
all the way back. So
Yeah, must have
try
been
to
he just got
keep scrolling
disconnected.
I
and
just
not
added him
let
just
it
now
go.
so I can get him back.
What?
You're like, that's it, we lost.
No, the dude that's
it.
like carrying us, he like left us on the finals. So I've been trying to see if I can get him back. That way we can finish his finals. Huh?
I've
Oh,
never
Jenna.
heard of anyone immediately go south. You're like, I hope so, man.
Oh, never mind.
Oh my god. Musty?
Who's Busty?
No. If this is the real Musty, is a YouTuber, we're dead. If it's the real Musty. He's like GC level.
Speaks
Oh, for
out
real?
loud as she
Yeah.
is trying to discover
it's the real
someplace
Mustang.
to hide for later that night. Weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks flashes across the screen, and it seems like this hellhole has
Okay,
been
I'm
dragging
definitely
out
playing
for quite a
better now.
while.
No, 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 no.
Feeling like I
No god.
didn't. Sorry.
Come on, that's it. Oh god.
I can talk to you. I don't know. I'm not really.
I have no fucking boost.
So here Mary was saying that she finally feels as if she can talk to us, despite really not believing that we're even real. And as we've just seen from the Twitter, she has no contact with the outside world, so it's unsurprising that she doubts our validity as viewers. She checks the door of the house every hour to see if it's unlocked, and
Okay, nice shot.
puts makeup on, and slides around the kitchen in her socks. As she says, it's easy to get bored, but I find things to do. In one scene, as she's tapping on the mirror, as though waiting to come out of it, something sticks a knife
No, it's not the
through
real
the
mustard.
glass. It would appear that this is Maria, as it is accompanied by her familiar laugh. So Mary gets fully ready, puts on a dress, does her makeup, looks absolutely gorgeous, but as she goes to face her reflection, Maria comes back, laughing
Fuck
and
me,
mocking
dude,
her once again. In the next
I
clip,
could've
Mary
made
is
that.
crying,
You could've.
wiping off the makeup, and falling to the ground in front of Maria in defeat. Here at the end, despite her screaming at the door, she ends the video by saying, "I am doing well." The description box here reads, "It's not so bad, I guess." And then with a few lines down
Sorry.
says, "Why do you
Okay.
laugh at me? I'm trying my
Go,
best."
go, get it.
I see you.
Nice.
You want something?
In Sleepwalker, she talks a lot more, and it's clear she's getting more and more comfortable
Oh,
with the
shit.
idea that somebody eventually could be watching these. As she is sitting in the dark one night, she notices the shadow person off to the side. Unlike other
Go.
times where she simply runs away, this time she acknowledges it.
No. Fuck. Yes.
I see you. You want something?
Fuck.
Do you... Anything?
No.
No! God!
Damn it.
It's time to move. Calling it out this way seems to irritate it, and as it comes closer, she quickly says, "It's time to move." Here the screen flashes with a text, "You can never stop moving." But it's interesting that, especially in this video, you start to notice her acknowledging the creatures more and more, even going so far as to say, "Hello there," when she notices
Oh,
one in
God.
the dark.
Come on, you guys. Okay.
Guys, hit it.
Finally, she feels as
Fucking
though she can take
shit.
a rest. And yet, as she does, she leaves the camera recording her, catching something deeply disturbing on footage.
Oh my god, dude.
The shadow figure looms closer and closer, hanging over her. The phrase, "I messed up," is written above her head over and over and over again. Even when
Oh,
she's
God.
awake and looking at her computer screen, you can see that the figure is looming over her shoulder. And it is there.
Damn,
Did I
really?
mess
You
it
gotta
up?
The
be
phrase,
toxic.
"only
Don't be
emptiness,"
toxic.
flashes
Don't be
very
that guy.
briefly on the
Who,
screen
me?
here.
Don't. What a save. What's wrong with you?
Oh, I'm telling him what to save. He saved it.
No.
In the final three videos
That's
that
not
I'm
how
going
we
to talk about
interpret it.
in this video, we have kind of part 1 and part 2 of a big discovery that Mary makes in regards to the house and her surroundings. In the beginning of this one, we see the black clothed figure walking towards Mary and whispering her name.
Michael, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Stay out of my way, nigga.
Get out of my way!
I know.
While it is hard to make out,
What
the
the-
subtitles do give us a bit of context.
Oh
to
my
what the
God.
figure
Go, go, go.
Where are you
Tigers.
hiding, Mary? You're a coward. Mary tells us that she waited until
You see?
she could no
Oh my
longer
God.
hear her.
Oh
Then
my
she
God.
gets up from the
Nice.
couch,
Oh my
she's
God.
creeping around
Oh
the
my
house,
God.
spots the creature in the kitchen. The black clothed figure says, Do you think you could trick me? Pathetic. Mary runs, completely panicked, back
Oh
up
my
the
God!
stairs, and when she
Again!
opens one door in particular,
Stop hitting me!
this happens.
Don't hit it. Don't hit it. Just let it die.
Stop hitting me! Unforgivable! Do you recognize the unforgivable curses in Harry Potter?
She is
You just
underwater,
committed that!
looking up at a blue sky,
You hit me like 6 times!
and
My
she's
bad.
outside. She isn't in the house anymore. What could this mean? That Mary
My
has
bad.
been trapped in a house.
It's hard to say with the ball
for
cam,
months
dude.
At this point. And now she finds
Yes,
herself
I'm like ready to hit it.
outside,
Boom.
but basically,
Motherfucker.
like, in
I'm
the
ready
middle
to,
of a
you know,
lake.
receive it. Boom. Motherfucking bum. And in that last 10 seconds, I see it right there. It's in front of me. Boom. Motherfucker hits me like, oh my
We
god.
don't have to wait
Sorry.
too long to find out what happened to her after she
Just this game, no pressure.
came
That's
to
all
the
we
middle of
need
the
to
lake,
finally win a
because in the
tournament.
video,
No
at
pressure.
first
Yeah, I
inside,
say that,
Mary
but then
said
you're
that
like,
she
yeah.
crawled out of the water and immediately passed out. She
Just
woke
win.
up in the woods with her home
That's a thing,
nowhere
there we
in
go.
sight.
Hello?
No, fuck that. I'm not going for it. Fuck, I can't do it.
Tree. Over and over, she
Go,
calls
go,
out
go.
for help,
Just
calls
hit
out
it.
for another person.
He's gonna go
But
next.
she's the only one there.
Come on,
Instead,
guys.
she spots a bridge and goes over to cross it, peering down at the water below. Though she wonders out loud, what is this place? In the next scene, she refers to it by name. It's quiet in the garden. I could stay here for hours, reads the text along the screen. But as Mary is walking,
Nice.
Nice.
the
Nice.
footage
Nice.
begins to
Nice.
glitch. Wait.
Ah! You don't need to say that, it's annoying.
Yeah, yours, dude.
And so suddenly she's back
Nope.
in the house.
Nope.
Faced
Dude,
with a
something's
black
going
cloaked
on.
figure.
Your shots, so every time you try to do that, just
You're
lame.
making it worse.
I'm
Sorry,
not
I
trying
don't
to be
know.
a dick. I'm just saying you haven't been hitting anything like that.
I know. And the other day I was like
And here we
killing it
have
with
the
that.
final video
Like,
that
every
I'm going
shot
to analyze
connected.
for this
Yeah,
video. Clearly, this
it's like
video
you
is
keep
already pretty
curving
long,
to the
and
right
this
for some
video
reason.
happens to be a whopping 15 minutes,
I don't
so
know
it's basically
why.
like 4 of what we've already covered. In Do Not Touch, we get a pretty ominous opening line, which is, I made a terrible mistake.
shit.
Mary is humming and walking around her house when she sees that dark cloud that came underneath the bathroom door a few episodes back. I see you.
Oh my god, that was close.
So she says, I see you, and begins to chase it. The thing about this video is, it seems
Oh
to
my
be
God.
in a chronological order, but there are also clips spliced in, such as this one where as Mary is simply sitting on the floor, a door slams beside her. But returning to the chase of her following the black cloud through the house, something unexpected happens. Wait, what?
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Kong?
Nice. Sure, it's all you.
Hello?
Nah, no. Fucking A!
What?
No.
Nothing's happening.
God damn it.
When you hit it like that, I was trying to see if I could do it. Oh my god, all 3 of us? Are you serious?
The
Yeah.
phone is ringing, and it is a call for the first time ever from a private caller. When she's able to answer the call, nobody is there the first time.
fuck.
But the second time,
Nice.
she picks up just before the person hangs up. So somebody says her name, and then shortly after this, there's a clip of her basically being trapped by the shadow figure.
Go for it, dude. Ooh. Nice.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Why the door locked? There's someone in here. When she finally comes out of this place of being trapped, something tries to contact her again. So the doorbell rings over and over and over again, progressively just getting so loud that she has to cover her ears. Can you stop ringing the doorbell? I'm right here. Hello?
Michael. Oh, how the hell did he do that?
The house is acting very erratically now, and it certainly does not stop at
Nice.
phone calls from private caller nor the doorbell ringing over and over again.
Oh my god. Yeah, I wasn't gonna interfere if he was going for it.
All yours.
Oh my god.
No.
No! Oh my god! Oh my god! What? Mary's camera begins to jump around the house, moving from room to room, from floor to floor in some circumstances. Every time she tries to pick it up, the footage glitches, and it is somewhere else once again. When Mary does get her hands on the camera again,
Damn, you
her
fucking
face
bumper.
once again
Oh,
is a
shit.
black cloud. Hello? Hi.
Oh, you're scaring me.
You. Stop it. You're scaring me.
Yeah. Finally.
Mary decides to set down the camera again, telling it to stay
Oh
put,
my
but
God,
of course,
that was
we
hard.
vanish once again.
And it's on
This
platinum.
time, we, the camera,
Title
see nothing
season
but pure
2 turn.
dark.
What the
And
fuck?
Mary
It's almost
says,
midnight.
why are you
Champions.
so small?
I didn't know we get a title.
Nice.
Alright. Let me see what I gotta do. I gotta call.